Hello and welcome. I'm Ramesh Ramachandran and this is Express News. Prime Minister Narendra Modi inaugurated the new headquarters of the Delhi BJP office at Deen Dayal Upadhyay Marg. While addressing the event, PM Modi said the government is actively engaged in Delhi's development. In a significant step towards enhancing modern rail connectivity in East Indian state of Bihar, Minister of Railways and Information and Broadcasting Ashwini Vaishnav flagged off 7 new trains via video conference. The trains flagged off from Patna Junction include 3 Amrit Bharat Express trains, marking a major milestone in the expansion of affordable and efficient rail services across the country. With the addition of these 3 Amrit Bharat Express trains, the nationwide count rises to 15, with an overwhelming 13 of them operating from Bihar. The new Amrit Bharat trains being launched are from Muzaffarpur Charlaptali Amrit Bharat Express, Darbhanga Madar Amrit Bharat Express and Chhapra Anand Vihar Terminal Amrit Bharat Express. Railways Minister Ashwini Vaishnav announced the launch of new railway projects between India and Bhutan on Monday. The rail links Banerhat Samse and Kokrajhar Gelefu mark the first ever railway connectivity with Bhutan. Over 250 participants, including Indian diaspora and friends, joined the Viksit Bharat Run 2025 in Yiwu, China on Sunday, promoting fitness and national development amidst cultural showcases and community engagement. The 42nd Indian Coast Guard Commanders Conference kicked off in New Delhi for 3 days, uniting senior leaders to address strategic, operational and administrative issues amid geopolitical shifts and maritime threats. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh urged real-time preparedness, automated systems integration and combating narcotics, smuggling and human trafficking, praising the ICG as the first responder in disasters. Kenya's Navy Commander Major General Paul Otieno is on an official visit to India from 28 September to 2nd October. The official received a Guard of Honor at the South Block lawns on Monday. The Kenyan official paid tributes at the National War Memorial, saluting the courage and the supreme sacrifice of Indian brave hearts. In the September edition of Mann Ki Baat, PM Modi appreciated the Swami Vivekananda Cultural Centre in Colombo for translating the late Dr. Bhupen Hazarika's songs into Sinhala and Tamil. Indian High Commissioner Santosh Jha described the recognition as a proud moment for the centre. Commerce and Industry Minister Piyush Goyal attended the valedictory session of the Uttar Pradesh International Trade Show 2025 at India Expo Centre and Mart. He delivered a keynote address on business opportunities and reforms. The 5-day International Trade Show 2025, which has wrapped up now, showcased global trade prospects with participation from various countries amid Minister Goyal's recent US visit focusing on bilateral trade enhancement. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman visited Karur in Tamil Nadu on Monday to meet survivors and families of victims from the deadly Stampede at actor Vijay's TVK rally on Saturday. Accompanied by Ministers L. Murugan and BJP leaders, the minister inspected the Stampede site, visited hospitals and offered condolences amid ongoing investigations. The Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir has reopened 12 more tourist spots on Monday. These tourist spots were closed since the 22nd April Pahalgam terror attack. Meanwhile, after nearly 6 months, rafting on the Chenab River in Riyasi has finally resumed in Jammu and Kashmir on Monday. The prolonged suspension was a consequence of unyielding rainfall that elevated the water levels. The Reserve Bank of India's Monetary Policy Committee is holding meetings which have begun from today till Wednesday. The six-member committee led by RBI Governor Sanjay Malhotra has begun its deliberations with its decisions and assessments set to be announced on Wednesday. Indian equity indices ended flat in the volatile session on Monday. At close, the Sensex was down 61.52 points or 0.08% to close at 80,364.94. The Nifty was down 19.8 points or 0.08% to close at 24,634.9. Indian rupee ended lower at 88.76 per dollar on Monday. The WTI crude fell on Monday to $65.72 per barrel, down 0.59%, while Brent crude dropped to $70.13 per barrel. Gold prices surged to $3,794 to $3,800 per ounce on Monday, up 1.1%, driven by safe haven demand amid US shutdown fears and Fed rate cut expectations. Silver prices hit $46.81 to $47.25 per ounce, up 1.3%, fueled by safe haven demand. The dollar weakened as European shares rose on healthcare and tech gains. Investors anticipate Fed rate cuts, boosting S&P futures. Share markets got off to a cautious start in Asia on Monday. Most Asian benchmarks rose later, with Hong Kong's Hang Seng jumped about 1% to 26,518. Japan's Nikkei slipped 0.7%, having risen 6% for September so far, while South Korea's Kospi bounced 1.2%, bringing its gains for the month to 6.3%. The MSCI's broadest index of Asia-Pacific shares outside Japan firmed 0.4% to be up almost 4% for the month. US President Donald Trump will meet with top Democratic and Republican leaders in Congress later on Monday to discuss extending government funding. These talks will be the first between Trump and congressional leaders ahead of the deadline to avoid a federal shutdown. The bill at issue would only fund government until mid-November and must pass before the 1st of October. Without a deal, a shutdown would begin from Wednesday, which is also when new US tariffs on heavy trucks, pharmaceuticals and other items go into effect. Trump has voiced optimism that a deal is near to end the conflict in Gaza ahead of Monday's negotiations with Israel's Prime Minister. Trump and Netanyahu will meet at the White House, which Trump has boasted could end the conflict in Gaza. A White House official said the U.S. plan calls for the return of all hostages, living and dead, no further Israeli attacks on Qatar, and a new dialogue between Israel and the Palestinians for a peaceful coexistence. U.S. Vice President J.D. Vance said that top U.S. officials are immersed in negotiations with Israeli and Arab leaders. Vance believes Trump's optimism is warranted, but he injected a note of caution. Meanwhile, families of Israeli hostages urged Donald Trump to uphold his proposed deal to end the Gaza war ahead of the U.S. president's meeting on Monday with Netanyahu. Meanwhile, authorities in the state of Oregon on Sunday sued to halt the deployment of U.S. troops to the northwestern city of Portland a day after U.S. President Trump ordered the move. The Portland deployment would follow similar moves by the Republican president to mobilize troops against the wishes of local Democratic leadership in Los Angeles and Washington, D.C. In Michigan, Iraq War veteran Thomas Jacob Sanford rammed a truck into a church, fired shots, killing 2, injured 8, and set it ablaze. He died in the police shootout which followed after his attack. An FBI probe is underway for the motive. US agency FBI is leading the investigation into the shooting, with its officials calling it an act of targeted violence. US President Trump called the incident horrendous in a post on his Truth Social account. The US agency FBI is leading the investigation, calling it an act of violence. New York City Mayor Eric Adams dropped his re-election bid on Sunday, leaving the race to become the city's next mayor, likely between Democrat Zohran Mamdani and former New York Governor Andrew Cuomo. The European Union confirmed on Monday that it had reinstated sanctions against Iran following a similar move against Iran by the United Nations. The Taliban freed US citizen Amir Amiri, detained since December last year after Qatari mediation and visit by envoy Adam Boehler. He's the 5th American released this year. The US is considering Ukraine's request to obtain long-range Tomahawk missiles for its effort to push back against Russian advances. 2 people were killed as a result of a drone attack in Russia's Moscow region. Russian air defense units confirmed destroying 84 Ukrainian drones. Moldova's pro-EU Party of Action and Solidarity, led by President Maia Sandu, secured 50.03% in parliamentary elections, gaining a majority in the 101-seat chamber to push EU bid forward, beating pro-Russian bloc's 24.26% amid interference claims. In Bangladesh, at least 3 people were shot dead as fresh violence erupted in Khagrachari during protests over the gang rape of a schoolgirl belonging to an ethnic minority community. Time for a short break. Keep watching DD India. Welcome back. I'm Ramesh Ramachandran. You're watching Express News on DD India. The India Meteorological Department has issued warnings of intense rainfall and thunderstorm across several regions of Maharashtra, Gujarat and West Bengal. According to the IMD, heavy rains are forecast in Saurashtra and Kutch, with an orange alert in effect for most parts of Gujarat. Light to moderate showers or thunderstorms are expected across the state, with very heavy rainfall predicted on Monday. Maharashtra faces relentless downpours as the IMD issues a red alert for Mumbai, Thane, Palghar and Raigad, warning of extremely heavy rainfall with thunderstorms and gusty winds. In West Bengal, the day started with partly cloudy skies and intermittent rain, but weather conditions are expected to improve gradually. Odisha is set for a wet Dussehra on 2nd October as the IMD predicts a low-pressure area forming over the Bay of Bengal the previous day, bringing heavy rainfall to the eastern state. Spain's meteorological agency has issued a red warning for heavy rains in the country's east, leading authorities in Valencia to close schools and universities on Monday. Typhoon Boiloi struck north-central Vietnam early Monday, causing widespread damage to houses and power grids. The storm has killed at least 24 people, left 20 fishermen missing, and triggered flooding rains and huge swells. Authorities evacuated over 28,500 people and closed 4 central airports, cancelling or delaying hundreds of flights. Super Typhoon Ragasa hit Hong Kong and southern China, bringing fierce winds, heavy rainfall and rough seas. The powerful storm battered cities including Yangjiang, causing disruptions and safety concerns across the region. In Vietnam, several major national highways in Da Nang have suffered serious landslides and subsidence after more than 2 days of heavy rains, posing risks to traffic safety and cutting off access to many areas. On the 7th day of Shardiya Navratri festival, devotees flocked to Delhi's Chhatarpur temple to offer prayers and seek blessings. In Kolkata, Shuruchi Shonga's Durga Pujo Pandal is themed Ahuti, honouring Bengal's unsung freedom fighters. The Pandal honours their sacrifices in India's independence struggle while celebrating Goddess Durga. Kolkata's Bashira Club Durga Puja Pandal Shunya Prithvi says tribute to Bengal's fading circus culture. The creatively designed Pandal celebrates the legacy of the state's once vibrant circus tradition. In Cuttack, Jobra Durga Puja Pandal showcases a silver filigree metha highlighting the city's famed craftsmanship. In Uttar Pradesh's Prayagraj, a Durga Puja Pandal modelled on Jaipur's Sheesh Mahal is drawing huge crowds, showcasing the India's cultural heritage while celebrating the festive spirit of Durga Puja. Bada Dashain festival is being celebrated in Nepal, with the 7th day marked by Fulpati, offering flowers, leaves and fruits to symbolize prosperity and devotion. Every year on 29 September, World Heart Day is observed to raise awareness on cardiovascular diseases. This year's theme, Don't Miss a Beat, urges people to stay vigilant, adopt heart-healthy habits and seek timely medical care. China's Huajing Grand Canyon Bridge, the world's highest and longest span steel truss girder suspension bridge in mountainous region, officially opened to traffic. The world's first methanol-powered transoceanic car carrier has set sail from Singhi for Europe, carrying nearly 10,000 vehicles. World-renowned photographer Steve McCurry, best known for his iconic Afghan girl portrait, has launched the world premiere of his new exhibition, The Haunted Eye, in Istanbul's Turkey Culture Route Festival. About 24 hot air balloons floated over France's Rocamadour during the annual Mont Golflades Festival, painting the skies with vibrant colours against the town's historic backdrop. A unique ancient water clock, or clepsydra, has been restored and unveiled in Plovdiv, Bulgaria, the only one of its kind in the country. The world's largest beer festival is being celebrated in Germany's Munich Oktoberfest, which has welcomed around 3.5 million visitors so far. Vietnam has launched its first vaccine against respiratory syncytial virus, a major cause of pneumonia. Developed by Pfizer, the vaccine aims to reduce hospitalizations and deaths among pregnant women, newborn and seniors. A-list stars gathered at Milan Fashion Week for Giorgio Armani's final collection. What began as a celebration of the brand's 50th anniversary turned into a heartfelt tribute to the late designer, who passed away this month. Indian actor Prabhas has announced his much-anticipated pan-India film, the Raja Saab trailer release date, creating a buzz among fans ahead of his 9th January 2026 theatrical release. An action thriller movie named They Call Him OG has been performing well at the box office. Starring Indian actor Pawan Kalyan, the film has earned over 140 crore rupees so far. Cybercrime thriller-based movie named Control trailer is out now. Inspired by real incidents and the alarming surge in digital fraud, the film is set to hit theatres on the 10th of October. Tollywood superstar Ram Charan has completed 18 years in the industry, and the team of his upcoming film Peddi chose a fitting way to mark the milestone with a powerful new poster from the movie. The second teaser for the upcoming war drama 120 Bahadur starring Farhan Akhtar was unveiled on Sunday. Bengali filmmaker Raj Chakraborty is now ready to step into the world of Hindi entertainment. He is making his debut on a streaming platform. The release date is yet to be announced. All major Spider-Man films are set for a theatrical re-release across India this November. Indian actor Bobby Deol will take centre stage at the Love Kush Ramleela event at Delhi's Red Fort on Thursday, performing the Ravan Dahan as part of the Dussehra celebrations. Bangladesh's Oscar committee has chosen Liza Ghazi's debut feature Borir Naam Shahana as his submission for the Best International Feature Film category at the 98th Academy Awards. The team behind Dead to Rights announced that the film has been submitted as China's official entry for Best International Feature Film at the 98th Academy Awards. In sports, the Board of Control for Cricket in India has announced 21 crore rupees as prize money for the Asia Cup winning Indian cricket team. BCCI Secretary Devajit Saikia said they will lodge a strong protest in the next ICC meeting in November against Asian Cricket Council Chief Mohsin Naqvi, who walked away with the Asia Cup trophy after the Indian team refused to accept it from him. India captain Surya Kumar Yadav said he will donate his entire match fee from the Asia Cup to the country's armed forces and the victims of the Pahalgam terror attack. Batter Tilak Varma was named player of the match after he powered India to 5-wicket victory against Pakistan in the Asia Cup final. Indian batter Abhishek Sharma, who amassed 314 runs, was named Asia Cup player of the tournament. India will clash with Sri Lanka in the ICC Women's Cricket World Cup opening match in Guwahati on Tuesday. Paceman Chris Vokes has announced his retirement from international cricket after England indicated he was no longer in their plans. Junior Asian champion Anushka Thakur wins the women's 50-meter rifle 3 positions event at the Junior Shooting World Cup in New Delhi. In the men's 50-meter rifle 3 positions event, India's Adrian Karmaka fought hard but settled for silver. Two-time Olympian Srihari Nataraj secured 3 medals at the Asian Aquatics Championships in Ahmedabad. In the women's 200-meter freestyle event, 15-year-old Dinidhi Desinghu has set the national record with a 5th place finish. Barcelona secured a 2-1 comeback win over Real Sociedad to secure top position at the La Liga standings. Yannick Sinner beat Fabian Marozan in straight sets to secure a 3rd straight China Open semi-finals berth. Iga Swiatek advanced to the last 16 when her opponent Camila Osorio called it quits. England's Tyrrell Hatton won the Ryder Cup for Europe with a half point from his match against American Colin Morikawa in New York City. And with that, it's a wrap on Express News. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.